We are Siouxland Proud. This is KCAU 9 News at 5.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us on your Thanksgiving. I'm Sophie Erber. When you think of the phrase home for the holidays, the home part of that is often taken for granted. And many kids who grow up in foster care don't have a home once they turn 18. So tonight we're sharing the story of a tiny home community here in Sioux City where its residents are spending their first Thanksgiving in a place they now call their own. It's our top story at 5.
You know, when you think of Thanksgiving, you think about truly, like, what are you thankful for? Like, what happened over the last year that causes you to pause and really truly count your blessings. And Siouxland has been a big part of that through donors and volunteers and making the reality of these tiny homes possible for our kids.
And on this Thanksgiving, we're happy to report that a family of former foster kids and their loving mentors are coming together in a place that's helping them find success. In fact, the residents of these tiny homes would have had nowhere to go after they aged out of the foster care system. On January 1st of 2022, Kim Skorza, CEO of the Crittenden Center, tells me the idea was born.
It literally was with one child, and we said to the HHS worker, like, what's the plan? He's going to be turning 18. And she said the plan was to discharge him to the street. And I'm a mom and a grandma, and I'm like, this is not okay. And it was really hard because these kids don't have co-signers. They don't have first and last month's rent. They don't have a lot of things that people just kind of take for granted when you have that safety net of a family. And so it literally was just like, we are going to do this. We are going to build affordable housing for these kids. We just started rallying people. We rallied our board of directors. We rallied people in the community, and we're like, let's take care of these kids. These are Siouxland kids. These are Iowan kids, and we just need to do it. We have to be responsible for children in our community. We have to.
The residents pay rent and are required to get jobs, preparing them for adulthood with the comfort of a safety net and budget counseling to help them succeed.
So to have housing and to have people around them that truly show up and love these kids, it's just amazing. And one of our community partners, Restoration Church here in Morningside, stepped up and are providing all the meals for Thanksgiving.
To be able to help these young men and women to have a meal together at Thanksgiving and be together, it warms my heart knowing that they can know that there are people in this community that care about them and care about them enough to provide a meal for them. I cannot imagine what it would be like to go from one day living in a facility with care and then the next day going, you've reached a certain age, now you're going to have to go do life on your own.
And while for safety reasons we couldn't talk to the tiny home residents on camera, I'm told the thing they're most thankful for living in their new space is something else many of us take for granted, a bathtub.
The bathroom is pretty important.
When the tiny homes were being designed, architects drew up plans that included a shower, but the young adults requested a tub instead.
If you think of when you were a kid, you probably recall your parents or maybe even a grandparent putting you in the bathtub, giving you a bath. Sometimes our kids have never had that. They've never had that nurture. They've never had that safety net, a place that they can relax. And so, you walk in here, and I just walked in a few minutes ago, and I see that bathtub, and it means probably nothing to anybody, but it means something to me because we gave our kids voice and choice.
And for Skorza, this new little neighborhood keeps her feeling grateful.
To me, like, breaking bread is so important. It's like sharing in something, building that community, and it's just super cool. I am forever blessed and thankful for people coming together and loving, like, hardcore, loving my babies. These kids mean a lot to me. So. Okay, I'm sorry.
And if you'd like to help the Crittenden Center and their mission here in Siouxland, we'll provide a link for you to do so on our website at SiouxlandProud.com. And we turn our attention back to the weather department, a hot topic on this Thanksgiving with so many people on the road and in the skies. Chief Meteorologist Victor Perez with a closer look. Victor?
Well, thankfully, aside from the cooler conditions, we've seen that it's still expected to be clear and dry as we head through the rest of the evening. So any late folks driving to dinner right now will not be impacted by any road conditions. And if you're heading back tomorrow, you'll see the conditions not only in Siouxland, but across much of the continental United States is going to be favorable travel conditions unless by the Great Lakes, where they're expecting some snow showers, but it's looking like roads or air travel won't be too impacted. So just make sure you're being cautious and leave it a little extra time because of how busy it'll be. Sophie?
All right, thanks, Victor. The Gospel Mission is making sure everyone in need was able to enjoy a hot meal today. Every year, the nonprofit serves a traditional Thanksgiving lunch and dinner to the homeless and hungry. With the help of donations, the Gospel Mission was able to provide stuffing, mashed potatoes, and pie, as well as 30 smoked turkeys.
I mean, this is my family. You know, I'm not originally from here. I'm from Southern California. Grew up surfing, and so you can say I'm definitely far from the beach. But because of what God has been doing in my life, this is my family, this is my home, and this is my community.
A group of volunteers with the nonprofit spoke with us and told us why they love helping people and plan to return to this event every year.
It's special to be able to be with them on Thanksgiving. Some of them don't have a family to be with, so it's kind of special to be able to spend a holiday with them and provide a meal.
You know, the feeling that you have when you share with people and share your time with somebody, it's a great feeling.
The director of the Gospel Mission hopes that by the end of today, they'll be able to have served 350 people. Two Siouxland girls got to be part of a major Thanksgiving tradition today. We introduced you to Javiana and Micah earlier this month. They're a lucky pair of cheerleaders from Macy, Nebraska. And this morning, they got to cheer along with the Spirit of America in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Hundreds of cheerleaders auditioned to perform from across the nation, and Siouxland is so proud to be represented in that parade. Congratulations, girls. And if you know someone who is making an impact in your community, we want to hear her story. Nominations for our 2025 Remarkable Woman contest are open. That contest, part of a nationwide initiative by our parent company, Nexstar Media Group. One woman from the Siouxland community will get to travel to Los Angeles for a nationwide celebration event and receive a $1,000 donation for the nonprofit of her choosing. To enter someone, just go to our website, SiouxlandProud.com, click on Remarkable Woman Entry under the contest tab. The deadline to enter is December 20th. Speaking of women, Vice President Kamala Harris's time in the spotlight is coming to an end. So what's next for the former presidential candidate and VP? The answer coming up. But first, let's head back over to Victor.
And folks, I'll be letting you know about a wintry end to the week. Slight snow showers is starting to appear and a warming start to December with your 9 on 9 after the break.
You're watching KCAU 9 News with Sophie Erber and Chief Meteorologist Victor Perez. This is KCAU 9 News at 5. And now with Siouxland's most accurate forecast, Chief Meteorologist Victor Perez.
A very chilly Thanksgiving, but on the bright side, we're not dealing with a lot of snow here in Siouxland, none, and we also have a beautiful sunset.
Yeah, great conditions. I'm sure that we're not the only ones that are happy that road conditions have been unimpacted so far for this holiday, at least here locally, as we'll see the sunset, as Sophie was mentioning, has been very nice out there, especially with that golden hue as we see the sunset occurring out from the Ho Chunk Center camera, with temperatures currently reported at 26 degrees, but with winds over 10 miles per hour. We'll see that we feel like instead like 13 degrees with those northwestern winds and humidity at 60%. Most of Siouxland did rise close to 30 degrees, but you're seeing that we're starting to drop off already. 18 in Sioux Falls as well as Sheldon. Orange City at 19, 27 in Wayne, matching West Point, as Norfolk is tied with Omaha at 29 degrees with dew points in the teens across the region. So we'll be falling close to this range, but expect drier air to continue to move in with those northwest winds that will be persisting through the evening hours as we see them right now to more seasonal 30s and 40s for the first week of December. But Sophie, we are really wrapping up Thanksgiving with some, November with some very chilly weather. So we'll have to make sure to bundle up.
Almost both are true. Thanksgiving is so late this year that we really are wrapping up the month with our holiday weekend.
Just 3 days away and we're already in December.
All right, good news there. Thanks, Victor. Well, there's an important programming note for KCAU for this holiday. We will not have a 6 or 10 o'clock newscast this evening. Holiday specials will be airing instead for you. Tomorrow, the Good Day Siouxland crew will be here bright and early at the normal time from 5 to 7 a.m., but that will be our only newscast tomorrow on Black Friday. Our news and production teams will have the rest of the day off to spend time with their families and loved ones. All of us here at KCAU 9 wish you and yours a very happy Thanksgiving, and we thank you for sharing your holiday with us. While most people don't want to think about politics today, there is one question on many pundits' minds. What's next for Vice President Kamala Harris? Our News Nation team looks at the possible answers coming up right here. But first, after last year's issue-ridden FAFSA rollout, how are people faring now that the application has been released for the coming school year? We'll have an update next.
KCAU 9 News.
Welcome back. The 2025-26 FAFSA application is open for students to fill out now. This comes after an almost 2-month delay as the Department of Education tested out the form. They're hoping to prevent a repeat of the mistakes from last year. That application was full of glitches and the website crashed often due to the high volume of people trying to apply. The department is still working on trying to fix the issue for students whose parents do not have a Social Security number.
Those students that have parents that do not have Social Security numbers, they're still having an issue. But for the most part, in fact, other than that, they're claiming that there were no glitches.
As of last week, around 165,000 people filled out the application and no major issues have been reported. Kamala Harris had a whirlwind 107 days to be exact running for president, but is she done with politics now? In tonight's Political Minute, News Nation's now host, Connell McShane, tells us what could come next for the VP after she leaves office.
Well, she lost, but Kamala Harris might not be done yet. What's next for the vice president? I'm Connell McShane with News Nation. Harris has reportedly told advisors she's not getting out of the political arena anytime soon and wants to keep her options open. Now, early polling from Morning Consult shows that 62% of Democrats would like to see her run again for president in the year 2028. But she could seek another office, this one in her home state. How about the California governor's mansion? The job will be open in 2026 when Gavin Newsom's term is up. He's not eligible to run for re-election. There was another recent poll that found nearly half of California voters would likely support her if she were to throw her hat into that ring. Now, Harris is expected to discuss her options with family and friends over the holidays, but we will see her in another role come January 6th when she certifies the election results as president of the Senate. Now, it's a constitutional role all vice presidents play. I'm Connell McShane. This is the News Nation Political Minute.
If you'd like, you could find more from News Nation at joinnn.com. A man is turning expectations for sports broadcasters on their head because he's blind, but that doesn't stop him from doing his dream job. His story next. If you're not interested in Black Friday shopping, the Hawkeyes have quite the Friday planned at Kinnick Stadium. Black night out and the real cold game. The Hawkeyes are taking on the Cornhuskers tomorrow night for the Heroes game. The rivalry has existed for more than a century, but this Heroes game and trophy dates back to only 2011. While the Hawks have dominated the game for the last decade, players aren't too worried about the chilly forecast.
The cold never bothered me. I grew up in the Midwest, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm used to the cold. I like the cold. Kind of wakes you up, and I wish it would snow a little bit too.
It's fun just because it's a mentality game. It's a gut check. Every hit hurts a little bit more, and that's good. You know, you like that.
They like the cold and want the snow. Listen to that. The Heroes game kicks off tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m. on NBC. A remarkable young sports broadcaster just out of high school is now well on his way to hitting it big time. He has talent and drive, but now Alan Wiley is working for a professional team and already winning over fans. Here's ABC's Danny New with his story.
Oh, what a great little ground ball just past the short second baseman.
Last year, we introduced you to then high school senior Alan Wiley.
I'm reacting to what I hear.
An aspiring broadcaster from Ohio who is both blind and a sports encyclopedia.
Who is North Dakota State's mascot?
The bison.
Okay.
You have to say it bison. You can't say bison.
Well, I don't know if you can tell by the radio studio behind Allen during our interview 1 year later. But we have a big update on his journey to becoming the next voice of American sports.
When we finished our visit, he was like, Rowan, this is home.
Thank you.
In the past year, Allen received a big scholarship from Rowan University in southern New Jersey to join their broadcast program. Part of that program is producing the official radio broadcast of the Philadelphia 76ers Development League team, the Delaware Bluecoats. Allen auditioned as a freshman and got chosen to be one of the 4 on-air commentators for this professional basketball team.
It is competitive for sure, and Allen deserved it.
Neil Hartman here runs this program, and he says he has never seen a broadcaster like Allen.
How about that for a response? You have a quick, fast break layup, and then the Delaware Bluecoats say, what you can do, I can do better, my friend.
Well, after his first game a week and a half ago, the fans have already responded.
He is amazing on the radio. How does he do that?
The school and team have started receiving emails from listeners who could just not get over Allen's talent. And as his father, Scott, reads those messages, how can the family not get emotional about his dreams starting to become a reality?
When it's people you don't know that appreciate your child.
It's surreal, really.
So Allen is going to be launching his own radio show on the school station, WGLS, which you can stream as well. It's going to be called The Blind Truth, and he will be taking calls in case you have any hot sports takes you want to debate with Allen. He'll be there for you. In New York, for ABC News, I'm Daniel New.
Inspiring to say the least. We're taking a live look outside right now. A beautiful sunset in the sky over downtown Sioux City. Victor and I return right after this with a final forecast. Stay with us. As you now know, this is my final newscast with you here at KCAU, and I cannot think of a better day to say goodbye because I am so thankful for my time here with my fabulous crew and coworkers who've become my friends. You, our loyal viewers, each night who've welcomed me in from the start. I got married in Sioux Falls, had both my children here in Sioux City, Eli and Theo, who's on set right now. Even my mom moved here to Siouxland, so my time here at KCAU will always be so special to me, and I cannot thank you all enough from the bottom of my heart. We're trying to hold it together here. I still can't believe this is my last show, but again, I couldn't have thought of a better day.
Yeah, it's a great day, and we're just thankful that you came here. I know you helped not only, the news people, but you helped me, you helped weather team, you helped everybody.
We make a great team. Thank you so much, Victor. And we really lucked out in the weather department for our holiday weekend. That
we did. Well, except it is going to be a little bit chilly. We're going to be seeing temperatures that are going to be falling down into the low 10s and a couple of single digits as we see clear conditions overnight. But thankfully, winds will drop, so we'll only feel like single digits tomorrow morning. As you'll see that most of Siouxland is going to be down into single digits and around 10 degrees. Tomorrow won't be warming up. We're seeing that. If you're heading out Black Friday shopping, make sure you bundle up with temps in the mid-20s as we do see a warm up after the weekend, after some snow showers that appear on Saturday. But it does look like conditions will be, for the most part, dry here in the region as those snow showers are really just some flurries. Sophie?
Good news there. Thank you for joining us on your Thanksgiving. Signing off one last time. Good night. World News is next.